word of the day is mental exhaustion. Mental exhaustion is a feeling of extreme tiredness. A feeling of extreme tiredness characterized by other feelings, including apathy, which means you don't want to do anything, cynicism, which means you always think somebody got a hidden agenda, you don't trust anybody, you don't trust anything, or irritability, which means you're very irritable, very angry, cranky, those types of things. This talk is for educational purposes only, and it's not a substitute for professional guidance, advice, treatment, or diagnosis. If you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, substance use, or abuse, or suicidal thoughts, dial 988-988 is available 24/7 nationwide and staffed by trained crisis counselors with just a text or call away. 10 signs your mental health is getting worse, 1 through 5. Have you been wondering if your mental health is possibly getting worse? Mental health, just like physical health, affects everyone, whether you are suffering from a mental illness or not. Your mental and emotional health can fluctuate, which means it goes up and down from time to time, depending on the stresses going on in your life. So it's always a good idea to check in with yourself and try to examine the direction your mental health is going in. You're losing interest in the little things. 10 signs your mental health is getting worse. At this stage, your favorite activities suddenly seem dull to you. If you started to lose excitement for life's little things, then this is a sign that your mental health might not be at its best. You might be feeling this way because of an overload of stress in your life, or you're feeling overwhelmed with all of your responsibilities and to-do lists. When we lose interest and don't enjoy the hobbies and activities that we once did, this could also be a warning sign of depression. If you think this could be what's happening to you, know that you aren't alone and that help is just around the corner. Talk with a trusted friend or a family member or a mental health professional to get the help you need to navigate these troubling times. 10 signs your mental health is getting worse, 1 through 5. Number 2, you get overwhelmed easier. At this stage, you find yourself getting overwhelmed more often than normal. To help cope with this overwhelming feeling, you can journal. That's an outlet, man. Writing. Get it out, man. Get you a little piece of paper, man, and write it all down. If you got to write all capital letters, write it down, man, and then ball it up and throw it away. Because sometimes you just got to get it out. You need to meditate or practice breathing exercises. Number 3, you don't feel like socializing that much anymore. At this stage, it's more exhausting to interact with others, regardless of whether you're an introvert or extrovert. Y'all know the difference between introvert and extrovert, right? Introvert is a person who really don't like to be around people. They get their energy being alone. Extrovert is a person who get their energy from being around others. Neither one is bad unless it's excessive. You don't feel like a whole person unless you got somebody standing next to you or around you. That's excessive. When you are constantly by yourself and you don't want to be around no people ever, anytime, that's excessive. You don't feel like socializing that much anymore. At this stage, it's more exhausting to interact with others, regardless of whether you are an introvert or extrovert or somewhere in between. We all have a standard comfort level when it comes to social interaction. If you feel yourself slipping below your comfort level, pay attention to it. Remember that even if it doesn't feel that way at the time, interacting with the right people can boost your mood. 10 signs your mental health is getting worse, 1 through 5. Number 4, you don't have a consistent sleep schedule. Man, sleep is important for our health. Sleep is important, man. Natural sleep is better than anything. I don't care if you're taking sleep aids, because when you wake up from your sleep aid, you still tired. You still lethargic. You ever felt like that? Took some Tylenol PMs and had to go somewhere the next day? And it's like you a zombie? Sleep, man, is important for your mental health because that's how your brain repairs itself. It ain't going to do that while you're woke. You have to go to bed. And you have to have a consistent sleep schedule, which means you can't just go to bed anytime you want and just wake up whenever you want. That ain't good enough. You have to put your body on a schedule, on a routine, and make sure you get at least 7 to 8 hours every night if you want to feel good. Now I'm back into my routine now, right? Because I'm making sure I go to bed on time and I wake up on time. But just those few days of not being on my routine had me feeling terrible. It helped me realize how much drinking my water in the morning is important. It helped me realize how important it is to make sure I eat something in the morning. When you have an irregular sleep schedule, this could signify increased stress in your life and a decline in your mental health. If you're struggling to regulate your sleep, you can try setting up a routine to wake up and go to bed at the same time every day. This will get your body back into its regular rhythm of sleep and wake cycles, therefore no longer causing sleep disturbance. 10 signs your mental health is getting worse, 1 through 5. Number 5, you always feel drained. I'm talking about now, if you ain't getting enough sleep and you ain't eating well, of course you're going to feel drained. But I'm talking about you're getting enough sleep. You're eating well and you still feel drained. Despite getting enough sleep and eating well, you constantly feel drained or exhausted. Mental exhaustion can set in when you are under long-term stress. And this type of exhaustion can make it feel like you are trying to drive with the emergency brake up. When you are this drained and constantly exhausted, you might struggle to get anything done. Healthline suggests, this is a website, Healthline, suggests practicing the attitude of gratitude and relaxation, yoga, as well as talking to a mental health professional to provide medication for you if it's needed. Treatment plans will look different for everyone, but regardless, there is a way that will work best for you to help pull yourself out of this funk of exhaustion. So, 10 signs your mental health is getting worse, 1 through 5. Number 1 is you're losing interest in little things. Number 2, you get overwhelmed easier. Number 3, you don't feel like socializing that much anymore. Number 4, you don't have a consistent sleep schedule, and that is so important, bro. And number 5, you always feel drained.
I think we all went through parts of that at one time or another.
When you get a warning or an opportunity to do something better, you need to take it. Get one life and we get one body, man. We got to take care of it. I wish I can be this man's age and walking around one day. To be 84 years old and walking around in your right mind, that's a blessing. Yeah, 10 signs your mental health is getting worse, 6 through 10. Number 6, your anxiety is increasing. Anxiety is a response to stress, and it can cause a variety of psychological and physical symptoms. So number 6 is your anxiety is increasing. People like this wake up in the morning with a crushing sense of anxiety that stays with you all day. This anxiety casts a cloud over their daily activities. Worsening anxiety can often contribute to worsening mental health. Anxiety affects us all, whether or not we happen to suffer from a particular anxiety disorder. It's important to monitor your anxiety levels because a noticeable change can tell you a lot about your mental health. When we feel overly anxious, we might notice that our heart rate speeds up and our breathing rate increases, and we might even experience a bout of nausea. 10 signs your mental health is getting worse, 6 through 10. You feel mentally and emotionally scattered. People suffering from this feel like there are so many things happening around them, but they can't focus on any of them. From time to time, it's normal to feel this way, especially when we're going through higher amounts of stress. However, if you're feeling scattered and feel like things are out of control, this could be a sign that your mental health is under strain. You probably feel scattered because you are struggling to find your center. This means that in order for your brain to feel more organized, you need to feel at peace within yourself. Practicing mindfulness, such as yoga and meditation, are great places to start on the road to inner peace. 10 signs your mental health is getting worse, 6 through 10. Number 8, you can't seem to pay attention. People like this have a harder time focusing and staying on track without being distracted by something insignificant. When they're reading, it's hard to comprehend, and they have to reread the same passage over and over again. Though it could relate to potential psychological disorders such as ADHD, depression, or anxiety, it is also likely that a lack of focus can be due to stress or poor self-care. It can be frustrating to start losing focus so frequently, and those feelings are valid and normal. Remember to take care of yourself, and as you recover, know that help is available. 10 signs your mental health is getting worse, 6 through 10. Number 9, you struggle with your impulse control. You may pick up some unhealthy habits in order to cope with life stress. They use these things to distract themselves from major issues going on in their life. Journaling, mindfulness, and therapy are great ways to start uncovering some of these issues. 10 signs your mental health is getting worse, 6 through 10. Number 10, you struggle to feel grounded. Grounded is a little bit different than centered. Similar to feeling centered, when you are grounded, you are feeling confident and balanced with yourself. Grounding starts with the root chakra at the base of the spine, known to help you feel secure. Activities that connect your body with the world around you, such as hiking, nature walks, meditating, or just walking outside, are great ways to help you find your sense of grounding. So, 10 signs your mental health is getting worse. We said 6 through 10. Number 6 was your anxiety is increasing. Number 7, you feel mentally and emotionally scattered. Number 8, you can't seem to pay attention. Number 9, you struggle with your impulse control. The number 10 one was you struggle to feel grounded. Well, I did say that. So, any questions, concerns, or comments, y'all, about today's lesson? The 10 signs your mental health is getting worse. Anybody feel like their mental health is they struggling with it, or they dealing with it, or anything like that? A little bit. Did this help some? What?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Like when I was a kid with the anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
I come from an abusive father, so every day after school, my stomach would knot up. I'd get sick to my stomach, not knowing what I'm going to walk into when I get home.
Okay, yeah.
Because of the way he acted. I mean, I got sweaty palms. I was making myself sick.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that really,
Hit home.
oh, definitely.
Anybody else?
Big anxiety. I think we all, like you said, we all.
Yeah, we all deal with
have
anxiety.
cases of anxiety with mine.
It's extreme cases that are
Yeah,
bad.
it was bad. Then with low self-esteem, that made it even worse.
Mhm.
I don't know, one fed the other, or one caused the other, but I was dealing with both of them.
How you feel now about it?
That's good. I got a better understanding to know what it is,
Mm-hmm.
and then
To recognize it now.
recognize and then figure out a way to fix it. You know, it's got come a long way. I can feel like
Yeah.
I can say I come a long way from that.
Oh man, you can come a long way from a lot of stuff you've
Yeah.
overcome.
Yeah.
You should be proud of yourself.